Welcome back to another video. Today we are back in the Fantasy Cup. We're going to be running the Giratina and Tapu Fini core paired with the Excadrill. So let's see how this works out. Origin Giratina, switch out. We face a Tapu Fini. This matchup here is, depending on the shield situations, this Excadrill can actually win back switch. Here we have to shield this surf. This surf is not going to quite take us out because we do get the shield, but these residual water guns are applying a lot of pressures. Luckily, we get to back-to-back drill runs here, so we actually get 2 shields out of that situation, which is fantastic. And now we can come in with our Giratina. This Giratina has a thing about Moonblast here. We decided to tank the Moonblast. And we're going to try to farm down. We do get the farm down. Now we're going to switch out into the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini against this Reggie. Kind of dependent on what moveset it's running. If it's the Zap Cannon, oh, there goes the Zap Cannon. And we also get the debuff right there. So that is GG's. If it was Flash Cannon, maybe we would have a chance with the shield. But now that we have this Alolan Sandslash with the debuff Tapu Fini, this is GG's. Unfortunate for us right there, we got 2 shields down and we were not able to close it out. I guess in hindsight, we could have decided to shield that Moonblast from the Tapu Fini against our Giratina. Then we could have saved the health from that, or we could have shielded that Reggie. So on to the next one here. Let's see what we can do with this team here. I feel like the team is pretty decent. We had a chance at that game, even against a terrible lead, so we'll see what we can do with this. Here we go with the we're going against the Tapu Fini. This Tapu Fini has to get to that Moonblast to do some big damage against this Giratina, so we're going to apply the pressure. We go for the Shadow Ball right there. Here comes their next move. This potentially could be Moonblast. They go for the Surf Bait. It makes sense. And now we're back to this baiting game. Our opponent here is going to decide to double shield this situation here. Here, this is the potential Moonblast, so we're gonna go ahead and shield it. They go for the bait again, and then they switch out into the Clefable. This Clefable is going to be able to get to a Meteor Mash. Doesn't quite do that much to the Excadrill. It will be able to tank another Meteor Mash or a Moonblast. So here we're just trying to get as much energy as possible. We do have to tank another move here. We are able to survive it, so we're just gonna try to get some extra farm, extra energy for the next matchup. Go for the drill run right here, and we are faced with the Giratina in the back. So this is gonna be interesting here. We have the Giratina still, and then we still have the Tapu Fini. This Tapu Fini is gonna have to tank a Shadow Ball, which is fine. And then here, we're going to try our best. Oh, nice play by my opponent on catching this Moonblast, but we had to throw a Moonblast at this Tapu Fini anyways. And we're going to be able to quick switch into the Giratina and go for the Shadow Ball. GG's to our opponent right there. Our Giratina that we had in the front, we left with energy, so that was the key to that game right there, is not wasting the energy that we had on the Giratina on the when they switched into their Clefable. So nice end game right there. Let's go on to the next game. Here we have another Tapu Fini lead. This Tapu Fini is gonna stay in for now. Surprisingly, these water guns are doing a good amount of damage towards this Giratina. They decided to switch out into the Reggie still. We decided to switch into our Excadrill. We have to shield at least 1, but no matter what, we were going to shield 1 anyways. We're gonna try to take advantage of this matchup here because these lock-ons are not doing that much damage. Here we're going to try to throw on CMP. We have to go for another drill run. Looks like we did perfectly. And now we're just going to double shield because the fact that they shielded once indicates that they are trying to win back switch. But now we are going to be able to win this matchup because they're going to let it go. And then nice timing by my opponent on throwing the move right before we get to the drill run. Luckily for us, we are able to get to a drill run because of the extra farm that we got. This is gonna force them to switch out into the Steelix. Here, we're going to go in with our Tapu Fini. We know that this Steelix has to go for the potential Earthquake. We don't know what move it's running right now. It potentially can Psychic Fang and Crunch and Earthquake, but it's probably running Earthquake. We are able to survive Earthquake, luckily. Tapu Fini doing really well. Here, we're going to throw on optimal timing. Either going to get a shield or force out the next Pokemon. Then we're going to quick switch into the Giratina and go for these Ominous Winds because we know that this Tapu Fini has to get to Moonblast plus more energy to take out our backline. So GG's to put it right there. That was, I mean, we had a great alignment. The Tapu Fini only is able to take down that Giratina in the front if it can get off a Moonblast, but they decided to switch out, which led us to switch. So we just had good alignment on that game right there. All right, next we're gonna have another Tapu Fini. Here we're gonna see if we can basically maintain alignment here. Make sure we don't have our move caught or just don't get surprised by anything. We're gonna go for the Shadow Ball here. They decided to let it go. Okay, our opponent is over farming a lot. This potentially could be Moonblast. We go for the Surf Blade, which is fine. And then our opponent actually gets to the move, and we have to shield here because that could have potentially been the Moonblast. Here they decided to switch into the Registeel. We have to go in with the Excadrill because we want to at least apply the pressure. We know that we're going to lose this matchup, but at least we're going to get huge damage versus this Reggie. This Focus Blast is going to take out the Excadrill, but as of right now, their Tapu Fini is relatively dry on energy, and yeah, we're down 2 shields, but this Reggie has to get to a lot of move just to take out this Giratina. So they do let the Shadow Ball go through, and no matter what, we're going to be able to farm down this Reggie. Okay, they go for the Zap Cannon. We did not get debug, so that was really good for us. Here we go for the Ominous Wind Bait. They decide to shield, which makes sense. And then we're going to come in with our Tapu Fini. Now this Giratina is the Ultra form, so it's not going to be potentially throwing huge Shadow Balls. This is only going to be Shadow Sneak damage. And then they're going to be able to get to multiples of them. But this Tapu Fini has to make a decision. Are we going to go for the bait or are we going to go for the Moonblast? We try to get as much energy as possible. We go for the Surf. And we do get the shield, which is fantastic. Our opponent has to throw another move before we get to the Moonblast. So they're relatively energy dry. And then here we're going to throw the Shadow Ball to potentially take out this Giratina. Boom, there goes that Giratina. And now whatever they have left, we just farm it down, and that is GG's to our opponent right there. Having a really tanky team, switching in and out from our opponent, trying to just get any little advantage. But luckily, we were able to figure it out, and we were able to win that match right there. So I would say the Giratina versus the Altered, it just kind of depends. Okay, so we're facing an Altered here, but I would say for right now, the Giratinas do slightly better against what we're seeing right now. The Origin is going to just be a little bit more threatening to stuff versus the Altered. Here we were able to at least catch an inefficient Dragon Claw. We forced out some energy from our opponent, but they do leave with at least 1 Dragon Claw, so we got to keep that in mind. Here, once again, this is always a tough situation. Is this going to be the Zap Cannon or is this going to be the Flash Cannon? We made the wrong call right there. It ends up being the Zap Cannon, and we pay the price. Here, we're going to just do some chip damage, and now we're kind of in a sticky situation. We had our Tapu Fini just get absolutely deleted right there. Since we know that this is Zap Cannon, we know that we can tank this move here, so we're not gonna shield this. Our opponent ends up throwing the Zap Cannon and switching, throwing all the energy that they have on the Giratina onto our Giratina. We decide to just let it go. Here they go for another Shadow Sneak, and we're going to try our best to try to get a bunch of energy for their backline here. We don't know what's in the back. We're just trying to get a bunch of energy headed towards the end game here. We're going to go for this Drill Run versus this Giratina, but they're probably not going to shield. Yep, makes sense. And, oh, ends up being the Excadrill. So that is GG's. GG's to our opponent right there. Let us know about this team and hope you enjoy the video.